back to episode 28 of my knitting podcast. I am Marleen and I really love to knit, and I love to show you as well my knitting, my finished projects, my working projects, and I don't have anything planned actually. But mainly knitting, especially today, because I want to talk with you about everything about the chest cardigan. It's a pattern by Marleen, and I'm wearing it. Yeah! So I don't know where that sound came from, but I'm so happy. I noticed I already recorded the Dutch episode, and I noticed that I started this in January 2022. Yeah, so 2 years ago. Yeah, it's. I am really amazed how time flies by, it's nice to see that eventually I finished this one, and I'm very happy, and I will show you. First, sorry, that's from the other episode. So yeah, it's so beautiful. I think she's very gifted, Marleen, with her pattern designs, and it's really, really beautiful. And but it doesn't mean, I think it's very, very beautiful, but it doesn't mean that I didn't struggle with the pattern, because it's quite difficult. And I knew that already, of course. I will just start with the beginning. I bought the yarn in Amsterdam at a yarn shop, the Afstop it's called. And I asked them if they also had the pattern, and they sent it me for free together with the yarn. And then eventually I also bought the book, because I was missing some parts with explaining how to do the finishings or the some other stuff as well, or also the sticking. I was really wondering how they did this, because I wasn't doing any sticking by then. Actually, I talked about this in my first episode. I think. Is that possible? Yeah, I think so. So I'm actually recording already for 2 years, these episodes. And I forgot what I was telling you about. Then I saw at Knitting Traditions that she started, that she was also knitting this and knitting it in the round. Because actually it's supposed to be in panels, so front panels and a back panel, and then you sew them together afterwards. But I didn't want to do that. I wanted to knit it in the round as well, because I'm more experienced with that, with color work. And so I started it, and I wanted to try as well different techniques with holding the yarn, 2 strands in one hand. Now, I say with color work, you need to have the dominant color that you want to have it popped out on your left hand. And that's easy for me to remember, because I'm left-handed, so left is always dominant. But actually I prefer the technique that you use, that you hold the strands in one hand each. So I did one round to practice holding the yarns in two strands in one hand, and the other round holding them, every hand had just one strand in it. So knitting like this. And so funny, when I'm talking, I can completely forget what I'm telling. I used to have this as a child a lot. That's why I really started slow with my working career on school. So in Holland we have 3 levels on high school. So like below, no, it's average and then a little bit higher and then the highest level. And I started on the lowest and went to the middle one and then the higher one, and then I went to medicine to study medicine. But I sometimes think, that was really the only way for me to do that, because as a child I was really a dreamer. So I used to have that I was talking and then I just forgot what I was saying. And normally I cut these things out of the videos, but I just want to, I don't want to edit that much on the videos, and also I just want to be more real. I want these videos to be more real, and I want it also to be more me. And I'm a dreamer, and I just sometimes talk about things and I just forget what I'm talking about. So when that happens again, you know why. But that was what I was telling. I finished the body like halfway, and then I thought this September to continue again, and I finished it until my armpits, and then I decided to just start the sleeves, and then I tried to fit the body, but then it was cone shaped, so like not a cone like this, but the other one, I don't know, like a tornado shape. And that could be nice, but it wasn't what I wanted. And also when I checked the gauge in the beginning, it was really off actually, and eventually I got the good gauge, and I was knitting the size large, so I frocked the body and then started all over again with size medium. So I knitted up size medium, but what I did is I knitted the armpits for a large, because I think with my shoulders this is really large, so it needs to be a little bit more bigger. So I just mixed those two sizes together. And what I also did with the sleeves, you actually in the pattern you need to increase a little bit more in the beginning quite quickly, and I decided to I wanted to evenly increase, so I would have a more fitted sleeve, but at hindsight I would say it's a little bit, there's not that much positive ease, so I wouldn't advise to do that. I always use the knittingcalculator.com to calculate how many decreases in how many rows I need to do. But eventually I also even considered to frock this part and to do it again by, some knitting surgery. But yeah, eventually I think it's really nice, and I think with use and with wearing it will stretch out a little bit. I noticed that with my other cardigans from the festive yoke and the sock cardigan as well. I will show you later. And I thought it was very difficult to get the sleeve, the top part, you use a mattress stitch to get it attached to each other, and I thought it was quite difficult. You also notice it's quite bubbly here, but I did it like I tried to do it 5 times or something, and eventually it became a little bit better. But yeah, this is the result, and I think it's actually nice. It gives it a little bit a square shape. So yeah, I think it's really fine. And what else? Need to think. There was a lot of thinking. I also try to every time, I don't know if you see it that well. Yeah, so with this part, no, it's difficult to see, but I try to, so this part I did the color green was the dominant, so I did it on the left hand. And in this part I did the brown in the left hand, and you can actually see the little bit, the difference. Can you see it? It's really funny to see, but if you really see it up close, you can see the difference, and I like that as well. It's a little bit my secret of this cardigan. Secret adjustments. The color work of the button band was, I think, a little bit difficult to know really exactly how many stitches I needed to pick up for every row. So normally for these kind of cardigans, I do for every 3 rows I pick up 2 stitches, but that wasn't enough for the color work, because yeah, it's always a little bit more tighter than if you just knit it with one color. So I decided to do 5 for every 6 rows. I pick up 5 stitches, and that turned out really well, I think. So yeah, I'm very happy with it, and I also put on immediately some buttons, so I'm very happy. It's really finished, the cardigan, and I can start wearing it. Yeah, very happy with that. I wanted to show you as well because I'm on a button phase of my life, or how you say, to put on buttons on cardigans. So I also put on buttons on this cardigan, the Festive Yoke from Scandia Knits, and these beautiful buttons it was gifted to me from Floor. She's from Atelier Bont en Blauw, and of course, yeah, I just want to show you the sock cardigan again from Lievelings by Eve. Van Eve, sorry. Because I love the buttons, and I'm very proud that I made these buttons. I didn't make the buttons, but I put them on my cardigans. Yeah, then I have the Moby Sweater. Yeah, so actually everything what I wanted to tell about the Chestnut Cardigan I already told, and I will put on the colors which I used underneath in the show notes, and I'm very happy that it's finished. It felt really like Mount Everest. And even though I'm not really, how you say, I will never climb the Mount Everest. I would love to do it, but I think I really will lose some toes or some fingers, because I have not a good blood circulation with my hands. Some kind of, I don't know if you're familiar with Raynaud syndrome, but that means that you don't have that good circulation in your fingers. So I will never be able to climb the Mount Everest, unfortunately. But I'm already pretty far again with the Moby sweater. I had to let it hibernate a little bit because I had to order some yarn again, because I ran out of yarn. And it was really good, because then I could finish this one, and now I can continue with this one again. And it's really beautiful. I'm knitting it with Double Sunday from Sandesgarn, from Petite Knit. I finished the sleeves already, and I did the tubular casts off. I really adore that. And a 1x1 twisted rib. Yeah. And yeah, so I'm just going to finish up the body, and then I hope I will be able to wear it maybe next time. Yeah. And I don't know if I already told it, but the pattern is by Petite Knit. Yeah. And I'm knitting it up in a size L, I think. Yeah. Then my last project is more like, not a real project, but fixing a fixer-upper. do you say that about clothing? So these socks, I made them last year I knitted them with yarn from Olivia and Oliver Fibers. I held the double, and I really love these socks because they're really warm and they're really for indoor, just feeling comfort. But all of a sudden, both of the heels there were holes in them. It was really bad. So it's the toes and the heel and the band on the, how do you say that? Board? No. The hem? I don't know. I will look it up later. But there was a hair. This is made of the nettle yarn from Onion, and apparently it's not that firm, so it gives a lot of quickly some holes in them. And I will show you. I got some new slippers, and then I was wearing them 2 times, these socks, and then it was already. There was a hole in them, so I needed to fix them again. So I'm using from a Dutch yarn dye company, wool. So it's called Wool met Verven, and I'm using the teddy bear color. I also hold the double, and what I did is I just picked up the stitches and I cut off the heel, and now I'm knitting the heel again with the shadow wrap short row heel. You can see the instructions on YouTube from Earth Tones Girl. She has a very, very good instruction video. And then I'm just going to Kitchener stitch them together again. And then I have a new heel. I ordered more of these skeins because I actually really adore the color brown on my socks. So especially the dark brown. I don't know, it gives me a cozy feeling of these socks. So yeah, and that means that I can knit again a little bit more socks, because I notice as well I don't have that much socks, so I need more socks. So it's also fine for me that it becomes spring now, and that I can knit some more socks in the spring, because it's a small project, and when it's warm it's nicer not to have anything laying down on your lap. So yeah, maybe it could work for me. Yeah, that's it actually. I hope to see you. Sorry, I just got a call in between, so it's really funny. I just wanted to make the ending of the video, and then you always get a call. But this one was very important, and maybe some other job options as well. But I will tell you maybe another time. What I wanted to say is thank you so much for watching. I'm so happy with all the nice, sweet comments you give, and it gives me so much joy. And I said it already a lot of times, but I love the knitting community. And so I hope you had a nice time watching this video, and you were knitting on something and had something nice to drink. And I hope to see you next time again. So lovely day and a lovely evening, and have a lovely night. Bye bye!